Hey, what's going on? My name is TJ Jones, and welcome to TJ Knows Wrestling. Thank you for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Well, it's been a while since I did one of these videos. To be honest with you, I kind of stopped watching wrestling for a few years, and it had a lot to do with the direction of wrestling. I really didn't like it. It was boring. It was bland. But, now that Triple H has taken over as head of creative, wrestling seems like it's in a really good spot. It seems like it's really exciting again. You got a lot of promising young talent that are climbing the ranks. And, I got an opportunity to check out the Royal Rumble, the most recent one, Royal Rumble 2025. And it was a good show. I thought that they had a really good lineup. I know some people kind of looked at the DIY Motor City Machine Guns match. They weren't really fans of that. I just think that was bad placement. I think that fans were there for the Royal Rumble. And when you have these events like the Royal Rumble and SummerSlam and Survivor Series and Mania, you have a lot of more smart fans. And these fans, they understand where they need to focus their energy. And I just think that they knew that they were going to exhaust their energy watching the Royal Rumble matches, watching Cody Rhodes against Kevin Owens. So I feel like that match kind of took a back seat. I think in a better spot, maybe, like a Mania show where people are there and they just want to see good matches. But I thought it was pretty decent. But the reason I'm talking to you right now had to do with what happened in the Men's Royal Rumble. Jey Uso winning the 2025 Royal Rumble. And you had a lot of people online that were upset about Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble. And I don't understand it. I really don't. It just seems to me that you have a nice sample size of individuals that are just contrarians, plain and simple. Jey Uso is one of the most popular wrestlers in the world. And it seems like in the beginning when people were putting their hands in the air and he was coming through the crowd, I guess people didn't look at him as a threat, right? So everybody kind of got on board because maybe other wrestlers were getting the attention and nobody really paid attention to him. Now everybody seems to be paying attention to Jey Uso, and now he's the most hated man on the internet. It just seems like once the freshness of an individual kind of wears off, then the internet wrestling community goes on to somebody else. Like, y'all don't know about him, and they'll back that person until they elevate them, and then they'll hate them. But Jey Uso is popular. He's over. He sells the most merchandise. And I don't care what anybody says. I mean, if you've seen him come out on Monday Night Raw after the Royal Rumble, it's pretty clear that the people that's talking online they just talking. And as far as people talking about his work rate, they talk about his mic skills, et cetera, et cetera. I don't have an issue with Jey Uso's mic skills. And in fact, I actually prefer guys going out there being raw and genuine. And if you mess up, then you mess up. A lot of this stuff that we see from these guys that are really good on a mic, a lot of this stuff is like scripted. It's not really organic. When he speaks, he talks like how most people talk. Like you don't talk like you're just giving this greatest speech ever to your friends, right? I mean, you just kind of talk like I'm talking to you right now. You might have some broken English. You might use some slang. You might use, some different type of words to get your point across. I don't have an issue with that. And I don't have an issue with his in-ring skills, because if you look over the course of time, some of the best wrestlers who we admire today didn't have the best work rate. Like, look at The Rock. Look at John Cena. Look at Stone Cold Steve Austin. Look at Hulk Hogan. These were faces of the WWE at one time. And none of those guys were the best wrestler in the world. If you called them the best wrestler in the world, it was because of other things. Maybe their promo, maybe, the fact that they were in the ring with somebody that was a really good worker. Everybody is not going to be Shawn Michaels. Everybody is not going to be Bret the Hitman Hart or Kurt Angle, right? But if you were to ask who were some of the most popular superstars in the history, you'll say The Rock. You'll say Stone Cold Steve Austin. You'll say John Cena. I don't think that it has anything to do with how well you can do, a corkscrew moonsault or a snap suplex. Like, who cares? What people care about is, can you make them feel? Can you make them believe? And I think that's something that Jey Uso has done. I just think that people going against him and hating on him, that's just whack, man. I mean, this guy has climbed the ranks. Like, I've watched Jey Uso and his brother Jimmy climb the ranks of WWE. When they first got there, they were going up against the Hart Dynasty. I remember the Hart Dynasty were in a match and they came and they interfered. And, it was Jimmy, Jay, and Tamina. And then, they start wearing the face paint during the war dance before the matches and trying to pop lock, trying to get all the fans and stuff like that excited. And then they went from that to more of a real in-your-face type personality where you came up with the day one-ish. Like, they climbed the ranks. So I don't get why people are so upset with Jey Uso. I thought that it was pretty cool to see someone that you have seen climb these ranks and get to a certain point where they could beat John Cena, eliminate him, and people actually believe in that. And I'm pretty sure that the WWE will move on. John Cena will probably win the Elimination Chamber. You're probably setting up a triple threat match between Roman, Seth, and CM Punk. So I don't think no harm or foul was taking place. You'll have John Cena going up against Cody Rhodes, and then you'll have Jey Uso probably taking on Gunther. And I just think that it's a win. It's a win for Jey Uso because people aren't also understanding if you were to allow John Cena to win the Royal Rumble, right? John Cena after Mania is going to be going away making movies, and Jey Uso will still be there every single week. So I feel like the WWE would have more to gain with Jey Uso or someone else in WWE winning the Royal Rumble than somebody that's a part-timer in John Cena, especially when you have two titles and, by losing the Royal Rumble, allowing John Cena to do so, I mean, he still has another championship he can pursue, and you can elevate a superstar like Jey Uso. But I would love to hear from you. What do you think about Jey Uso? What do you think about him winning the Royal Rumble? Are you a believer in Jey Uso? What's your problem with Jey Uso if you have one? Comment down below, like and share this video. Thank you so much for checking out the TJ Knows Wrestling Podcast. Till next time, I'll see you down the road.